My development knowledge from the past can only take me so far now, because it's just, the landscape is so different. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can't talk about why a tool is good or bad based on knowledge that I learned 10 years ago. I've got to get up to date. And that's why I've sort of taken a back step a little bit from content creation, and I'm just coding more, trying to still be, I've still got my own personal joy of looking at new tools, but just not in a massive rush to just get the first video out on a new tool.
Yeah.
And then I look at all these videos that get released within a day of a tool being used. It's like, what do you really know? What do you actually know from this tool? Has been out less than 24 hours, yet you're releasing a video talking about why it's good or bad,
I do see it and think about it as well, like the whole industry and shifting. And it's not just our industry, but we're thinking about ours, but like it's shifting everywhere. And I'm blaming the AI companies a lot for creating so much fear. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people are
FOMO.
getting numb about AI news. A lot of people might hate seeing like some new AI shiny tool that is promising to steal their jobs, and you use it and the AI tool can't do the simplest stuff. I mean, we talked
Mm-hmm.
about Nano Banana Pro. I did sign up. It was quite a pain to even sign up with my credit card to just through Google. I don't know why they like we talk about like these companies being able to do so much, and yet I can't just simply, sign up for their
Mm-hmm.
shiniest tool. Anyway, I did that, and then my parents had some old images, and I wanted to do a bunch of like things and enhancement with them, and it wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't good at all. It wasn't like all of these like shiny things we see on the Twitter, and it's those things on the Twitters are not lies, but they are like just the times that the tool has worked phenomenally well, and it got that the views, and then I see it, and then yes, the tool can do these things, but not as reliably. And
Mm-hmm.
these companies are that, like, bringing all this back to my point, these companies are selling you the idea of a reliability that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
What exists is
Mm-hmm.
some potential with a lot of hard work from you that you might not also love because it's a lot of prompting. Like, you probably don't
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
prompting. I do notice that when I prompt, I enjoy the whole thing the least. But sometimes I prompt creating the UI for myself to play with the thing, or going back to Webflow and doing the final touches there. Gives me much
Mm-hmm.
more joy. Creating like systems on top of one another gives me much more joy, rather than just continuous prompting to please change the background from red to blue. Please, I beg you now, why did you
Yeah.
change the button? Yeah, I know the AI tools today are not that bad, but they're still pretty bad if you want to do something more
Mm.
complex. And I do see that a lot of people are getting numb, and also a lot of people very, very unsure. And this is the biggest damage that AI companies are doing. This is like, I would like to
Mm.
use like this platform we have, like how small and big it is, doesn't matter, to say that like people should think about learning and not get numb, not get I
Mm.
see a lot of people in my DMs on Instagram, especially when I post something exciting. People are so unsure about getting into learning anything because they think,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm going to learn this, and in 6 months, everything that I have learned was for nothing.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing as well. Like, it kind of comes down that we need to remember we're in a hyper-connected world, and we hear about everything and anything that goes on.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we need to take more responsibility for our own actions. We need to take more responsibility in being able to understand the information we're hearing and do that due diligence on whatever is relevant to you, right? Yes, you'll obviously these marketing people are going to sell you the dream. Obviously, do you blame them? No, because they are selling it to a very specific person. And if that person's listening, then they're going to love this tool. It's going to be their dream come true. It's going to be the perfect tool. That's why we build tools specifically for one person. But it's not going to. It should be there to also give you signs that it's not for you. So, and I said this last week, just on the anti-gravity software, where people just didn't like the website. I said, like, maybe anti-gravity or Google doesn't want this person to use their tool. So we need to remember that we are the masters of our own destiny, and that we have an industry where we need to be obviously learning, obviously mindful, but we can't be something we're not. And just because there's a new, photography thing out there that allows you to do something and people can do something doesn't mean that you should be able to do it, or that you should enjoy it, or that it should solve a problem. Like, there's an analogy that Apple sometimes do it, where they like remove the headphone port on your phone and then sell you the solution, sort of thing. Oh yeah, courage. Yeah, but I'm talking about the idea that they then sell you the remedy to their own poison. Like, I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest, but point is that there's going to be lots of things being thrown at you, but you shouldn't feel the need to have to master them all. You either hire someone to do it, or it's just not for you. So yeah, I think we forget that we have a choice. We have I'm trying to think of another analogy. Which
what I'm trying to say is, like, I see people standing still and not moving forward with anything. And paralysis. What I'm trying to say is, like, paralysis. And
say that again. Paralysis.
I got, so it's a very inaccessible word. Accessibility is not very accessible when it comes to writing it. Anyway, paralysis. So a lot of people don't move with anything, and the point is they should start doing something, learning something. And you mentioned something really interesting before. You mentioned it with saying, like, being a boy and a man, using that example. And this is so true with everything. When you start learning something, you will be bad at it because you just started, and you probably will hate it to a degree because you're bad at it.
Yeah.
But once you get good at it, once you get good at anything, you will love it. Like that, you should just remind yourself of the fact that, okay, you try it, it doesn't work. Continue trying, not for a day, not for a week, for a bit longer. Like, try to have that tolerance towards things not working for you, and just not give up, and continue learning. And you will get at some point where you build something and people will be wowed by it. You will enjoy it, and you remember that there was a time that you probably hated it because you didn't know what the hell you were doing. But that is what you should do, and not just stand still and question, or what industry is gone next. A lot of these things that you are going to learn, you can use to build on top of. What is the word for it when you have like these
inspiration?
No, like skills that you can build on top of other skills. There is a name for it.
Compounding.
Yeah, compounding. Yeah. A lot of these can be compounded, so.
And also, again, I will figure it out, because I'm reading a book at the moment, and it, the long and short of it is, like, again, like, we put so much pressure on ourselves, and I think we just need to remind ourselves that not everything's going to go smoothly, not everything's going to go, it doesn't have to be amazing all of the time. And if you start learning something and you realize quite quickly it's not for you, then listen to that gut feel, but don't be put off just because it is hard, because it's going to be hard for everyone. But I understand that is a personality trait that not everyone possesses. This is part of a larger conversation on my show, Cmd+AI, which we stream live every single week. We discuss the news and all things related to AI in the world of design and web. Catch us next week and join in the banter.